Today we are out here getting ready to stress test these knives here. We're going to see how they hold up, if they're worthy enough to call them your everyday carry knife. And yeah, if you want a chance to win one of these knives, go ahead and wait till the end of the video and I'll give you more details on that. As always, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me. Maybe subscribe if you really like it. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So the first test up is the tip test. We're going to go ahead and see how the tips hold up by stabbing them into the wood here. All right, so let's get into it. Oh, well, see the Opinel here just focuses. Let's see if it can focus on this. And not me. We just broke the tip of this knife. K-bar dozier. We're gonna go in a similar location.
Just doing a couple straight down. Do a little back and forth action here.
I gotta say, this knife is not comfortable to do this with.
Getting bit by mosquitoes. Someone out there.
Alright, let's try one final hurrah here to see if we can break it. Alright. No. Still sharp. So we're going to do the Cold Steel Pro Light here, okay? This knife, it's got a pretty sharp tip, so we'll see if it holds up. The tip is still good on this thing. Rat 2. I'm a little nervous about this one. I don't want to break it, but I'm still going to try. So let's see if you can see. It's bent. Just a little bit. Yep. There it goes. There it goes. It broke. Bummer. The Ruick. Let's figure out how this one will do. Eight, 9, 10. So to be fair, you shouldn't be doing this with your knife. I feel the blade bending. This test is by no means scientific. Because if it was, I probably wouldn't be hurting my hand as much as I am. So maybe a slight bend, but it still held up pretty decently. Kershaw, Emerson. Let's see how this bad boy does. So this knife definitely goes further into the wood than most of them. Ah! Only one. I only moved it over one time. Son of a gun, really? Bummer. Ah. Alright, well, I guess that's what happens. So next test, we're going to try and hammer this screw. Yeah, we're going to hammer a screw into the wood. Probably never going to do it. Alright, that's about as far as we're getting it in without it sliding around. You can see it took a little edge damage there. It's actually bending it. I would say it held up pretty well. So it's got a little bit of edge damage to it, which you can't even hardly see on the camera. The hammer test, screw test, all the knives held up really well. I'd say the Opinel took the most damage to the blade. The cold steel really surprised me at how far it was able to drive the knife. Obviously this isn't an even surface, so you know, take that for what it is. It's not true. Anything could have happened. You know, the type of wood or where the screw was at could have helped it drive that screw in a little further. All right, next test, we're gonna test the locks. We're gonna beat them into the wood and then we're gonna stand on them. So the Opinel, here it's got some damage to the wood, but the lock still seems intact. The K-bar was the hardest to get into the wood, but it does still seem like the lockup is solid. The cold steel went in probably the easiest, but not the furthest, and the lockup still seems solid on that. The Ontario Rat 2, I think I bent the liner lock, so now it's moving. The Ruick, although as I was hitting it into the wood, the lock came undone, it still seems solid. And the K-bar, or sorry, the Kershaw completely failed. The lock doesn't even lock up anymore. Well, I guess it does a little bit. But it failed multiple times, and so the handle has slop, and I couldn't hardly get the knife in. The Opinel first, it's gonna be kind of hard to stand on, but surely he's gonna break it. Yeah. So all my weight's on the handle there. I can't stand on it, it's just bending it. So I'm not even gonna try because it's gonna snap and hit me in the face. So my, not full weight, but as much as I can is on here. Oh, there goes the knife. The cold steel. Full weight on the knife. Not gonna touch the wood, full weight. Man, held up. They don't lie about their liner locks. The Rat. Oh, and there goes that knife. All right, down for the count. Down for the count. 2 down. The Ruick. Foot's on there. Wood to stabilize. Full weight. Full weight. All right, I obviously can't stand for a period of time because it flexes, but we'll try it. And then this, I don't think that's gonna hold me, but I'm gonna try it. All right, ready? Nope. You can see that just snapped it right off. All right, so how do these suckers hold up? Let's find out. The Opinel here. So you can see blade's broken, bent, the handle's broken, but for $15 it actually held up pretty decently. It was the first one to break the tip but not as easily as some of the other ones. So it held up for quite a while in the tip test before it broke. The K-bar, the handle still feels perfect like the day I bought it. The pocket clip still feels good. The blade's obviously broken, so there's that. But it actually, the edge held up well. It held up fairly decently. So the Rat 2 here held up decent. Pocket clip's a little loose. The blade, I don't know if you'd call that decent because the liner lock actually bent when doing the hammer test, but until then I would say most of it held up. The tip broke early on, but it still is a solid knife. I wouldn't use a blade that thin with the tip like that, but you could. The Kershaw, so the Kershaw lock totally failed on the hammer test. It was the first one for the tip to break, but the edge held up okay. You can see there's some chips in the edge. So there's some chips in the edge on this one here. But other than that, pocket clip held up okay. The handle is missing a screw. So I was kind of disappointed in how early the tip broke on this knife. So now this is where it's kind of going to be your call. So the two that remained intact here, I don't know. It's a hard one. You're going to have to let me know in the comments down below which one you thought won, because here we have the cold steel. It's got a bent blade and a loose pocket clip. Lockup still functions fine. It's a little sticky, obviously, because the blade's bent. The Ruick here, hear that? The lockup is loose, and that blade is bent. Probably not as much as the cold steel, but the blade is bent. And the pocket clip, the pocket clip's pretty solid still. A little movement, but it's that lockup, right? So I don't know. If you're counting on the lock, I would say the cold steel one. If you're overall feel shape, I would say the Ruick one here. But why don't you let me know in the comments down below which one you think won. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're interested in the contest or the giveaway, details are down below, as well as links to these knives if you want to purchase one yourself. It is an affiliate link, so it helps me out. All these knives are bought with my money, so destroying them, obviously is a little bit hard, but hey, I do it for the content. But if you like this video, go ahead and tap that thumbs up button for me, or that like button, and hit the subscribe button, click that notification bell, and leave a comment down below. If you are interested in the contest giveaway, all you have to do is be subscribed, leave a comment on this video, and make sure you like it for me. If you want an additional entry, go ahead and comment on the past 2 videos that I made about the knives, which is the initial impressions and the everyday use test of these knives. Thanks for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and as always, have a great day. Peace.